Home court belongs to the Timberwolves in this one as we bring you a Western Conference matchup here live from the Target Center in Minneapolis. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan, and alongside tonight, Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, with Allie LaForce reporting from the sidelines. Hey, Greg, after 2 seasons in Milwaukee, how about Damian Lillard going back to the Blazers roster even as he works his way back from the Achilles?
And in the meantime, he gets to watch this relatively young group compete. Their activity and defensive edge should pair nicely with his offensive brilliance next season.
Pass to Gobert. Outside Edwards. And finished off by Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
Here's Avdia. Wide open look here for Klingon. And staying with the play, Avdia.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Now, here's DiVincenzo. Over in the corner, Edwards. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
No good from Grant. And even 3-on-3 break. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession. Now, Avdia. Down low. Here's Klingon. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Oh, good luck against Klingon in close. That's where he makes his money.
Inside. McDaniels outside. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Gobert. And it's Portland with the rebound.
The defense does just enough to alter that shot.
You know, Greg, being a two-way player got Jeremy Grant into the NBA. But now he's grown even more.
Yeah, early on in his career, he was often the primary defender on elite scorers. Then he added scoring to his game in Detroit, becoming an effective two-way player.
And he gets it to go.
And the defense cannot underestimate Randall's strength. Pushes right through the contact and gets the shot. Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
And Minnesota has possession. The Blazers hitting the bucket. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well. So it'll be Julius Randle shooting. Jeremy Grant picks one up. And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. In Stan, the head coach, Chris Finch, bringing a culture of accountability to this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Chris Finch challenges every player, Kevin, top to bottom. No sugarcoating Coach Finch's message, but at the same time, getting that buy-in that a coach has to have.
I'll tell you, you give Conley the ball and trust him to make the right decision.
Oh, tried to dunk it home, but threw the foul, and he'll go to the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. GA, despite their youth, this Blazers team showing some grit at the defensive end of the court.
Yeah, very disruptive. Length on the perimeter. Donovan Klingon towering in the paint. And Chauncey Billups on the sidelines preaching that hard-nosed approach.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
Here's Reed. A three-pointer, no good. Trailblazers leading by 5. Here's Avdia. Shot from the wing. Out to Conley. Shoots the 3. Avdia with the rebound.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Here's Klingon.
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
And it's Conley penetrating. That one good for 2. Conley's got 5.
Yeah, Conley is not an easy cover. He can be quick on his feet when he sees a lane to the basket.
Portland shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. No good on the free throw.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe.
Well, that's not the focus we're used to seeing from him at the line. He's usually rock solid from there.
And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Timberwolves shot just 1 free throw, missing that one earlier. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Long range from the inbound. Kenny Avdia. He's been the guy making things happen for the Trailblazers. He notched 8 points.
16.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Blazers.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
To the inside. And Reed gets it to go. And Greg is a former point guard in this league. Give us your top 4 generals of all time. The guys that could direct the floor and could control a game.
Wow, if we're talking traditional point guards, I mean, I gotta go Magic, Isaiah, CP3's in that conversation, Jason Kidd, but I've got a separate list for that hybrid point guard, right? Which that includes guys like Steph and Iverson, West, and the great Oscar Robertson.
Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Clark with it, outguarded by Murray. Clark into the lane. And it's blocked. Out of bounds, Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Juzang can't hit. Trailblazers leading by 4. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thank you so much. The Timberwolves have elite shot creation, but it's finding that balance. Anthony Edwards said, "I'm wired to score the ball. I'm going to showcase my game, so it's hard to find that balance of when to pass and when to keep it and try to get going. Sometimes I feel like the right play is me." Guys?
Fills it up with the best. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Randall with the bucket.
And you don't see that kind of quickness from your bigs very often. Randall with great hands there.
You know, Stan, even at this late stage of his career, Mike Conley brings tremendous value to the team.
He sure does, Kevin. And look, we know this. No one brings more discipline and professionalism on a nightly basis. He keeps this team poised. He keeps his team organized, and he's a great mentor to the young players on this team.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
To the paint. Here's Reed. Just 5 on the clock. Takes the 13-footer. Count it. Randall's got 9.
And we've seen Randall add a 3-point shot. However, this is the area of the court he's most comfortable, that mid-range.
And so Chauncey Billups decides to call timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Here's Avdia. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. It's Edwards on the wing. To the middle. Here's Reed. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards. Reed's got 4 this quarter.
Not easy inside there for Reed, but he made something happen.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Portland shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. That free throw good from Avdia. And good depth for the Timberwolves. It can be challenging sometimes, Stan, choosing who plays and who sits.
Well, Kevin, that's the kind of problem you want as a coach. But they've traded away a lot of draft capital to assemble this roster. Now it's about paying them to keep them together.
And it's Sharp missing. Timberwolves trail by 5. To the paint. Out to Edwards. For 3. Bucket Edwards slotting home the 3.
Well, you have to be careful with Edwards on the arc because he is completely fearless.
The shot by Sharp, nobody around. And again, it's the Trailblazers missing. Edwards drives in.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that ball? And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Reed gets the bucket.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And it's Sharp missing. Now the Timberwolves with it. They're on a 14-6 run. Gobert the screen. Here's Edwards. And no good that time. He gets it up. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Timberwolves lead by 2. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the 3rd quarter. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. And as his career has progressed, Dan, Jeremy Grant becoming a more offensively focused player.
Well, absolutely, Kevin. I think that Jeremy Grant's one of those guys that got his early playing time in the league with defense, energy, and effort. And as he got more playing time, that allowed him to develop his offensive skills. And now he is a very good scorer on top of what he gives you on the defensive end.
Here's Edwards, and it's Portland with the rebound. Here's Kamara. And slam dunk by Kamara.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Pass to Edwards. Uncovered. And Klingon pulls it down. Trailblazers trailed by 3. Grant gets a wide open look. And it's off from three-point range.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Randall outside. To the inside. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Here's Avdia. DiVincenzo with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 3. And staying offensively, clearly where the Blazers have the most room for growth.
Well, Kevin, better shooting and playmaking first and foremost. But in particular, improving their rates of assists and turnovers will be key. And you think back to when McDaniels was drafted. Everyone talked about his potential. Now they're talking about his consistency as a contributor, especially at the defensive end.
Kept alive. Outside for Randall. Gobert the screen. Tries it again. Avdia with the rebound. And it's Sharp missing. Pass to Gobert. It's in, coming off an assist from Randall. Gobert's got the lead up to 6 now for Minnesota.
Well, you know, Gobert is only going to shoot it when he gets a high percentage look like that.
Sharp, that's good.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Now, here's McDaniel. Covered by Kamara. It's good.
A smart idea from McDaniels, looking to convert inside.
And so Chauncey Billups decides to call timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. So it's both teams making substitutions here. We've got 1:55 left in the third quarter. Inside, here's Klingon. And it's Klingon with the jam.
A powerhouse slam. Klingon gave it everything on that one.
Randall down low. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And these are his second and third free throws tonight. And he knocks down the first one. And Greg, when you're dealing with this Timberwolves team fairly deep with size up front,
that can wear you down over the course of a game, and especially in a playoff series, a real strength of this team.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Hey guys, Anthony Edwards keeps a tight circle. He said, I've known my whole crew since I was 13, and that's the answer to everything. And the crew includes those voices of wisdom, too. He said, quote, I keep those types of friends around. I'm not the type that always listens, but I'll listen to my elders. Kevin, back over to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Out to the right wing. Kicks it out to Grant. Here's Kamara. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Edwards making a statement.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Klingon's shot is off. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Outside Edwards. Edwards flashing inside. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
And sometimes Edwards makes defenses feel helpless. Tough shot there.
Here's Sharp, and the jumper is on the mark. Sharp's got 7 points.
Well, I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but he drained.
It's good. Edwards got the lead back up to 10 now for Minnesota. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they... Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Avdia with it. Over in the corner, Williams. No good on the triple. Timberwolves leading by 10. Here's Dillingham. Over to the left wing. Clark outside. From downtown. Knocks down the 3-ball. Clark's got the lead up to 13 now for the Timberwolves.
Late reaction defensively. He quickly takes advantage, grows their lead.
Yeah, look, the truth is, he doesn't need much space anyway. But that one was too easy.
And here is Conley. Pass to Dillingham. 6 to shoot. And Reed has it in the corner. Here's Randall, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. So Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves franchise player. G.A., how good do you think he can be?
Well, some were ready to anoint him the new face of the league. But if they're to win the franchise's first title, there's another level he's got to reach.
Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. And Coach reminded his team that leads can disappear quickly in the NBA. He said if we get loose and they make a few shots in a row, then this is a ball game again. Do not let that happen, he implored. Guys.
We appreciate it, Allie. Thank you.
Well, you see why teams try to avoid fouling him. You're basically giving away points.
Pass to Klingon. Back to Abdia. The putback. Rebound, Minnesota. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Here's Edwards. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Second personal foul.
Greg, Anthony Edwards is full of confidence, and it's beautiful to watch.
And rightfully so. Ant can do it all on the floor. As complete of a wing as you'll find in our league.
Well, Coach, we know there's a lot of expectations tied to a number one pick. Sometimes they fall flat, but that has not been the case so far with Anthony Edwards.
Oh, it sure as heck hasn't, Kevin. But I think it starts with Anthony Edwards welcome the expectations. He wanted the expectations, and he has pushed himself to play to that level on a nightly basis, and he's done it.
Edwards with the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 17. There's the drive. Klingon with the block.
And with every swat, Klingon is earning a reputation as a shot blocker. Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Now Dillingham. Now Edwards. Picked by Reed. 5 to shoot. Does not go. Trailblazers trailed by 15. Reed with the rebound. .151 left in the fourth quarter. It's Randall. Picked by Clark. Jacks up a three. Murray rips down the board. A deep three. Not that time. It won't go. Timberwolves leading by 15.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Timberwolves.
It was like watching a three-point shooting contest tonight here.
And they just didn't seem to let up. Whether the last several shots went down or not, 3 after 3, it just seemed to pay off for them.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, and I loved his attitude tonight. He really had that scorer's mentality. Absolutely no one was stopping him.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Reed with the rebound. Minnesota with the ball. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Takes the three. Love pulls it down. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth. Knocked away. Outside Conley. 20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And he dunks it down. And it's Love with the ball for the Trailblazers. Trailing by 19. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
It's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Third team foul.
Here's Conley. Off on that one. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. They won this.